I'm Tina Cannon, been in the Austin area for 31 years. So I'm the president and CEO of the Austin LGBT Chamber of Commerce. I've been here about 4 years. Our job is to help lift and motivate our LGBT workforce, as well as our LGBT and allied entrepreneurs in the region, to make sure that they have access to prosperity in whatever that definition is for them. I think the Austin spirit is the individual that makes the whole. It sounds a little weird to say, but we're such a society here in this town that believes in individual liberty and creativity, but that individualism makes us a complete city, is who we are all combined. So I've been here a long time, and I've watched Austin grow, and I've seen it grow in a really respectful way. As of late, it's been a bit challenging. The rapid pace has been a bit of a struggle for some of our communities of color to really feel seen. But I think change happens in every community. Where we sit right here today in downtown Austin used to be a pecan field. Things change. As long as we are all part of the conversation, we can make that change effective for everyone. So to make a positive impact, I think it's about sharing your knowledge. I'm a bit older than most of my peers in the city. I love seeing the younger folks and the younger generation kind of take the torch that we've lit for them and continue to run. And so for me, I'm always happy and excited when I see either my staff or my volunteers or people that I've mentored over the years elevate themselves in a place of prominence in the community. It's a real badge of honor. So one of the big pivotal moments for me here in Austin was when I decided to put my time where my mouth was. I had complained about the local political scene for a long time, and I decided it was time to figure it out and do something about it. And I decided to run for the Austin City Council back in 2014. I loved every moment of it. There were 70 some odd candidates running at the time. It was a new era of the geographic representation in the city. So we had a whole army of folks out there talking about politics and civics. Albeit I didn't win, I still ended up working for mayor and council as an advisor and really enjoyed that community give back process of doing something. And now years later, I drive around town and I can see the fruits of the labor, right? The sidewalk that we worked on, the crosswalk that happened, right? The policies that we put in place to make life better for those who live here. So it was a real pivotal changing moment for me to truly be engaged and quit complaining and start doing something about it. So I'm a first generation American. Don't look it. Most people expect you to look a certain way. My mother is a Muslim from Istanbul, Turkey, came to the United States and had me and raised me all by herself. And I think did a fine job of it. But that's that kind of immigrant spirit of figuring out your own path is what really invigorates me to keep going. People always ask, like, who's your role model? And for me, it's about those types of scrappy people who just are figuring it out, right? They're entrepreneurs. It's the guy that's at the gas station that him and his brother started, 28 years ago, and they're still there selling you gas and Snickers when you wanted it 2 a.m, right? So those types of scrappy entrepreneurs and that first gen of making your way and kind of reinvigorating and rethinking that American dream every day is really exciting for me. I don't care what book you read, I don't care which God you pray to, all of them boil down to be nice. And that's really the guidebook of how do you operate, how do you want to be remembered? Because ChatGPT is going to write all our obituaries anyway, but at the end of the day, they should all say be nice. So as a chamber CEO, I have to be pretty careful about how I motivate people to go and check things out in Austin. I'd say as long as you're staying local and staying true to the independent process, whether it's an independently owned restaurant, bar, nightclub, you've got to see music when you're here. We're the live music capital of the world. If you're not seeing music here, it's like going to Green Bay and not having cheese. Like, you're just doing it wrong. There's no way not to have a great time in this town. If you're outdoorsy, you've got to spend time on Town Lake. You've got to go hike Mount Bunnell. But you've got to go find those little corners, those little pockets of history, right? You got to go have breakfast at Cisco's. You got to grab a beer at Perla's across the way and play pool with an 80-year-old veteran that's been there forever since that building's barely still standing up, right? You have to enjoy all the pieces that make Austin, both the old and the new. I'm of that certain age where it actually starts to frickin' matter. So for me as first gen, Like, I want to make an impression. I don't have any brothers and sisters. I don't have a big network of family. So Austin has always been my family. And I hope that when I'm done with my time here, that Austin looks back at me as a sister or a daughter who they can be proud of. I'm Tina Cannon, and I am Austin, Texas.